Like a papaya farm down right underneath our nose here too. Macadamia nuts, papayas. I know there's a banana farm over to the right over there somewhere. There's all kinds of stuff out here. So much different things. An old sugar mill with the smokestack down there. I'm guessing somewhere right here under our nose is kind of where you're at. How big is it? What are they? What is it? Can you tell me if you can spot it from the air, and I'll have an idea where it is. There's the macadamia nut turnoff, right? Right here under our nose.
Yeah, I think it might be up right there, those red buildings.
Oh, right there.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yep, I see what you're talking about. So is that where you stay, right where those red buildings are at?
Yeah, it's like the one that's closest to the road over there.
Nice. There you go.
My roommate says she can see us.
Oh, that's funny. Typically when we fly over town, when weather permitting, we go up kind of extra high and, not try to bomb everybody with tons of noise. We're loud. Is she outside?
Yeah, she says she's dancing.
Taylor will imagine, I guess. Maybe we can see her, I don't know. What's that again? Try extra close.
It's a long ways to the ground.
It is a long ways down, yeah. We're over 4,000 feet up right now. We'll go right over town. The airport very visible ahead to the right here. University is underneath us on the left coming up. Downtown Hilo kind of straight ahead. Hilo Bay. The old landfill is now covered with grass on the right. You can see they've closed it down now. They're shipping all the trash over to our side and over on Waikoloa side. Some of the original, kind of the older hotels coming up this way as well. It used to be once upon a time if you were coming to visit the Big Island, you probably came into Hilo and you probably stayed over here. That's where all the older hotels are. Also, right at the waterfront, there's a bunch of parklands right down here. It used to be that was part of downtown, but 1946 and then again in 1960, two tsunamis wiped out all of downtown, kind of wiped out the waterfront, and they didn't rebuild. Instead, they turned it into a park. Cruise ship in town today. This is only the second week the cruise ship has been back in operation. Just returned to service. Just in time for the biggest COVID wave we've had yet, right? That's okay. I think everybody's ready to get back to it. Bunch of waterfalls coming up on the left. You can see Rainbow Falls just barely up there next to the hospital. Basically, starting from here forward, from approximately Hilo downtown area onward, we start seeing streams, rivers, and waterfalls on the hills. Because we're now transitioning from the slopes of Mauna Loa to the slopes of Mauna Kea. Mauna Kea being much older, erosion has been happening. The ravines and small valleys and whatever, the gorges, it's all over here. So tons more waterfalls will be coming up now. Although these waterfalls, to me, they're the appetizers because the big ones are coming up once we get to Kohala. Oh, and here's where they have, if you're going surfing in Hilo, it's probably right down here. I can't remember what the name of this river is, but it's where everybody goes. A lot of people out this morning. While we're over the water, keep an eye out for marine life. We might get lucky and see whales or dolphins or who knows what.
Oh, lunch break. Ikaka akamako. Ayana ikapipisto. Heme
Sage, you're not going to school out here as well, are you?
Nope, I'm from high school.
Okay. Are you planning to come out here, or you got a different plan? Or you don't know?
Yeah, I love it here, but I'm probably going to go to Oregon State University.
Okay. There's a little bay over here on the left, Onomea Bay. And just inside Onomea Bay, there's a really nice botanical gardens down there. If you're over here, it's actually on the 4-mile scenic detour. If you're driving Highway 19, you go on that detour. You'll pass right past the botanical gardens. It's pretty cool. You been into this one?
A lot of times.
Yeah, I figured so. That's fun. I love that little 4-mile scenic detour. One of my favorite things to do, there's a little shakes and the smoothie shack in there. What's Shakin' it's called. They grow their own fruit on their farm and get smoothies. I love it. And with the waterfalls, starting to see them over here. There's so much water comes down this side of the island. Just loads and loads. One of the old sugar mills, so this is Pepicale Point. One of the old sugar mills, a Pepicale mill right here, but they've been rebuilding this one and converting it into a biofuel plant so they can burn trees, turn them into electricity basically. Although I'm pretty sure it's completed and it looks like they've been done with construction for a little while, but as far as I know, they haven't turned it on yet, and I heard there's some sort of a paperwork issue or legal issue or something they're held up on. I don't know what it is. But it looks ready to go. I've never seen any smoke out of that smokestack yet, though. Is that a whale that breached up in front of us? I think it was. Kind of keep an eye on that spot in the water there. Yeah. Well, hopefully these whales keep playing for us as we get closer here. Something going on up here. I guess that counts. Holy smokes, that was 2 in a row. Did you see that? I mean, that was about as close to simultaneous as you can get without being. go down for a dive maybe? We'll switch around real quick. Try and do it quick here so we don't miss anything. They must have gone down. I don't even know where they were now. Somewhere in this area. We'll watch for more as we go. Might be down for a while. So if you look all along the shoreline here, you'll find tons and tons of waterfalls just pouring into the ocean. You may never know they were here unless you fly along the coast to look at them, you know. Maybe take a boat. Most of the time the boats don't really come over here very much, though. The water's pretty rough down this side of the island. The Hamakua coast, all about agriculture. Used to be tons and tons of sugarcane over here. We were talking about that earlier a little bit, but sugarcane's gone, and really the beginning of the end of the sugarcane was 1959 when Hawaii became a state, because that's when minimum wage was implemented. Got a lot more expensive to produce sugarcane, and over time it's kind of slowly sunk them. Nowadays, huge variety. We were talking about all the different things already, but you can grow almost anything you want here. Just about. Look at this house with the slide from the house to the pool. It was finished in 2012, that house. When they first completed it, they put it up for sale. They were asking $26.5 million, and then it went up on auction, and it sold, no reserve, $5.6 million. And I heard it's back up for sale right now too, but they're asking a lot. Malua Gulch used to be a bridge across this one, the rail bridge. So the Highway 19, which you can see down there right now, of course the main highway, right? It used to be where the railway was. The railway was, let me rephrase that, the railway was where the road is today. Yeah. Anyway, eventually the railway was closed down in 1946. That was because of that first tsunami. April Fool's Day tsunami, they called it. April 1st, 1946. Caused a lot of damage to the rail system and shut them down. But eventually, it was a number of years, but eventually they put the road over top of it. And that same tsunami also hit Laupahoehoe Point up here. And the problem is there was a school at Laupahoehoe Point. It was just about to start. It was like first thing in the morning when all the kids were showing up, and the tsunami came in and destroyed the school, and it was a pretty big disaster. A lot of people lost their lives, a lot of children. But this particular event is what kind of opened everybody's eyes and why they started working on the Pacific Tsunami Warning System. Laupahoehoe School is now up here on the left.